Hey guys, welcome back to Legaia 2 Duel Saga. Now, when we last met, we were in Hunter's Woods trying to get some good eats, I guess, from the monsters. And the sun went into a black haze. So now, since we made it back to Hunter's Woods, well, made it back to Wilderness Town Knoll, we have to sleep. Not really the first concern of mine, but I'm not him. Well, I'm named after him in the game, but his real name's Lang. It's his problem, not mine. Hey, you're back! Yeah, guess what? The sun went black. What'd you do this time? What'd you do? Monsters are now going crazy and coming back to life. Wait, hold on. If that was actually a plot thing, wouldn't, like, technically all the food that people gathered, like, just spontaneously move on its own? Like, if some person's just having, like, a cheeseburger and the cheese and the burger part of it just, like, starts crawling. I'm probably reading too much into that, but it technically would happen if, if the why did the sun have to be picked? Hold on, the freaking deer didn't come back to life. What gives? Why is it that the monsters come back stronger than ever? Yet it's not any of the animals. It's a very picky sun. Because otherwise that wouldn't make any sense. Ugh. Let's look at our PlayStation 2 land again. And go get some shut-eye, because you definitely need it, because you just were in Hunter Woods and probably got your butt handed to you. Well, I did. Unless you did the smart thing and actually grinded before you got to that point. It seriously really is a bad point in the story, because it should have been like, you know what, you should really level up, dude. Like, have, like, one of the little guys be like, check out what we found. You should level up now. Hey, man, what was that you said? Oh, man, I have something in my throat. You should level up right now because you're gonna get your butt handed to you. But now Maya's curiosity is, again, contradicting the story itself, but I guess the story's gonna let it slide. There just must be something we can do! Guess what? There is something we can do! Luckily. It wouldn't be much of a story now, wouldn't it? Would it be? Unless we're the supervillain. In this case, it would be the end of the story, but... Like, yeah, like... Why is it that there always has to be some kind of way, not convenient, but there is a way to stop, like, the world natural disasters from happening. Like, some dude's like, oh, guess what? This is gonna happen in the future. We better build something now to stop something that's never gonna happen for a couple million years. Yeah. That's smart. But now we are told that we should head out and go visit this guy named Rem. And Rem is on the in Yuno, which is past the forest maze. But if you remember from before, the forest maze is kinda, you know, unpassable at this point. So what we gotta do is we gotta go get some red mineral sand. And conveniently enough, this rare concoction is owned by Kaizen. So hooray! Before we leave, we need to talk to Nancy because she looks depressed and she deserves a little talk. I don't know what's going on anymore. Let's be the generic hero. Leave it to me! I'll fix this! I'll just un-F the world. And then Nancy yells at you for that. By the way, I really like what Lang says there. Not to get off topic of what I was about to say, but generally, that's what you should do when you're faced with this situation. Just be like, I don't know, I'll try my hardest to stop it. There's nothing that can stop a positive attitude except for if it's a weapon, and you can't defeat the weapon. In which case, you're gonna have some problems with your positive attitude. But in like situations that don't involve violence, positive attitude will probably help you through it. Except for most things. Now that I think about it, but that's besides the point. Just have a positive attitude, kids. If you take anything from this Let's Play, this entire Let's Play and all, it's have a positive attitude. But now it's time to go. Oh wait, oh shoot, I kind of spoiled something a little bit. Now they're mentioning how we can't go there. Basically, they're recapping what I just said. Whoops. Let's just go head off to Mount Gable. And he looks back at his town he will never ever see again. Psych! Gonna be seeing this one more time, kiddies. Well, one more mandatory time. I think, unless there's a nickname that involves Wilderness Town. And again, I grinded for a little bit more. But there's one more plot thing we have to go back to Wilderness Town Knoll for. And oh, by the way, this is the point in the story where Maya is up there, gazing at the town, and you can talk to her. But since I grinded and I went to the village, back to the village, back to the village, back to the village, back, I missed it. So too bad. So sad. Now, we're going to be facing off against some improved Mount Gable enemies. So let me get the wiki open. Yay! Even though these guys are not really anything new to talk about.
Now.
The Ellagram is just basically an upgraded stone beast. And the flower thing we already saw at the forest. But as you guys can see from my stats, I think I grinded like maybe 1 or 2 levels until I was right here. And I think at this point, I'm not gonna say it right now because I'm gonna be corrected in about 2 seconds. But oh yeah, by the way, oh, yeah, I was right. I grinded until Maya had 6 blocks to work with. And she died while I was grinding with her, but, you know. What thing I did with Lang right now, is one of the best combinations to do at this point in the story. Because, you lose 30 from doing the Raging Fang. And then you gain 16 from doing one of those 3 yards. And then you end it with a Mountain Crusher, which gives you another 16. So essentially, if you have 30 AP, do this move, and the next time you get a chance to attack, you'll have 32 AP. So, that's always good. And now Maya can gain more AP faster. But still not fast enough. Her hyper arts take freaking 40. And the only time you can gain a stupid thing is 32 at a time.
No match for me.
So, Maya's still not that useful, I guess. But she is more useful than before. Um, one good combination I would use with Maya at this point, like, since I have 32 AP, I can do this. Use Toxic Cloud and Blind Fury, because they both have a chance of inflicting a status effect. Blind Fury can inflict blindness onto an enemy, and Toxic Cloud can poison them. Oh yeah, that's one thing we haven't seen before. But do that combination and it evens out. I think if I remember it, I'm wearing certain badges and stuff like that increase AP cost. So for me, it's not that useful, but for you guys, it'll even out. So yeah. Now we're gonna have a chat with the buddies. Don't scare me like that. He really isn't being that scary now, is he? I sense a high charged enemy atmosphere. And sorry if I'm going too fast with the text. I'll try to slow it down next time I sit down and record this game. Probably will be soon. But don't. I won't get my hopes up. Now we have the Volt Spines, which have the same stipulation before. You can't use an upward strike with them. So this is where the oh wait, no, it's called the Raging Fang Thunder Flash Mountain Crusher combo. I actually gave that a name after using it for a while. Ooh, but that will wait, no, that won't give you +2, it'll give you +6 at the end of it all. So yeah. Again, nothing really that remarkable with Volt Spine. Don't worry, because pretty soon we're gonna be running into well, actually not pretty soon. Relatively soon, as in probably 3 parts from now. Oh, that's not soon, but we're gonna be running into actual new enemies, like enemies we have not seen before. So this part is just seeing old faces as really strong people, as really strong warriors. But like, yeah, like see, like I even grinded and now I'm at this low of health. I still like this game though. Still a pretty fun game. I highly recommend you guys go pick it up. Oh wait, no, you can't, because they've stopped selling PlayStation 2 games. Games like, well, they stopped selling PlayStation 2 games a while back, but that stinks so much. I used to like love GameStop for that stuff. The last PlayStation 2 game I actually got was I'm trying to get the thing. Oh, Shadow of the Colossus. I haven't played it yet, but I've heard a lot of good praise for it. So I'm keeping my hopes high.
Light from the heavens.
Light from the heavens. Keep my hopes high for that. But if you guys can find an online copy of this, or you can just pirate it, although I don't recommend that, because that is stealing, and stealing is wrong. Blah 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 blah. Play this. You will not be disappointed. Well, you might be disappointed, but you are probably some kind of weird freak if you are disappointed by this game. I don't know. That might be nostalgia talking, but damn, it's still a damn good game today. I think it holds up pretty well, except for the tedious parts of it. Those really don't happen that often to really situate something new. And the characters are pretty well relatable as well. So there's my talk about this game, why I love it so much. I don't really think I got that deep into it last time I brought up the subject, but I might as well now, because all we're going to be doing is running up here and realizing it's not there. It looks like somebody cleaned it up with we told Kenjuru that he could have it all. So we took the, and remember from a couple parts ago, I remember bringing that up, that he said, oh, you even have red mineral sand. So yeah, I remember the last time I brought up this topic was I think actually around part 1 or part 2. So let me elaborate on it. Like, the combat itself is very fresh, I guess. Like, I've never played any other RPG where you can link attacks together or and stuff like that. Like with, like, yeah, you basically have like your generic stuff like Pokemon, where you have not saying Pokemon's bad, but you have the generic stuff like where you pick an attack, your opponent picks an attack, you take in turns attacking each other next turn. You have like stuff like Final Fantasy IV, where you have the turn thing where you can wait and there's active turn-based battles and stuff like that. But this game, I really think, like, makes you think about what move to do next. And linking attacks together is fun. And then the characters themselves aren't just they aren't like your basic heroes, I guess. Well, they could be if you look at it at a certain angle, but I don't think they are. Like, you have Maya, who essentially was an atom bomb, and ruined her entire family. And then you got Kaizen, who's serious and funny at the same time in some certain sections. Also sounding like a freaking George. And then you got two other characters who I'm not going to talk about yet. And then you got the villains. And the villains actually do some pretty cool stuff. The atmosphere itself in the game is pretty, I don't know, it's lighthearted, but at the same time it's dark, which is a really big thing to twist. But that's not it for the part. That's not it for the part. I miscalculated. Oh. It really stinks that you can't see, that I can't see the stupid timer thing. So I kind of call it earlier than usual. But to continue on what I was saying, like why I really like this game, just the characters, the combat itself. Like, if they made a third edition of the game and had it in this kind of style, I would buy it off the bat. Like, but it'd probably not. I would hope to God they wouldn't turn it into a sightseeing tour, because I think that's actually what gives it its charm the most. It's like what it's going for, and you really can't emulate that with modern graphics and stuff like that. But again, you guys, make a third game, please. This is one of my favorite series, and I hate the fact that it's only 2 games. In the first game, I did watch some people play the first game, and it's similar. it's similar to this game, except for almost completely different. In the first game, you can use attacks, but you need to charge up your AP meter, and that takes up a turn. And then you can use the attacks, which I don't think is good. Again, I haven't played the first game, but I don't think it's as good as an idea as this kind of system where you have moves that both restore it and drain it, and you just gotta work in combination with each other to make the ultimate combos. So, again, I'd still want to play the first game before making any final judgments on it. Like, but in any case, to speak actually what's going on, we need to hunt down some kind of weird Lisp thing. And if you guys remember from before, Lyps is one of those things that once you run into it, it runs away because it has the ability Escape Master. So we gotta buy some. Like, you only see me buy 4 right there. I come back because they really don't tell you what the blow weed does. Like, once you put 1 blow weed on you, its effects last until it says it's done with. But when I was playing, I thought it was until until you fight a Lyps, and then you get returned back, and then you gotta put another one on you. So, but with that in mind, just saying, this took me so long to do. Because of that ability, Escape Master. Like, I have a thing on my iPad that I wanted to add to one of these parts, but it's not that good high quality. Of me just nuking the heck out of a Lisp I found early on in the game, since I was able to kill it. I got it on video, so I was pretty happy. But you're gonna see it in action in about 1 more second, if my character's brain starts working. Let's get out that blowfish weed and use it. Now, I don't know how many steps it actually takes for it to use it, and by the way, the character doesn't really matter, because they appear as they would normally with all the characters. So here's the Lyps King. Now let us attack it as fast as we can and as strong as we can, because it is a beast when it comes to that. Don't expect even Maya get the chance to freaking attack him, because he's so goddamn fast on his thing. And Kaizen has a chance, and Lang has a chance, but Escape Master prevents that. Good tip for this part of the game, when you run into those things, just charge up your origins.
Don't waste my time.
Use origins, because they have they usually go first. Like, I'm even using Maya's thing, because I'm not sure if, like, if everyone uses that origin, it has a more chance of going first, because that's what's been happening to me. Like, if I have 2 people use an origin power, but I have 1 person using a normal attack, the normal attack will go first instead of the ones I want. So I guess use everybody's origins even if you don't need it. But see, we dealt 15,000 damage and he's only halfway there. we usually will only get a chance to attack these things with one character. So let's nuke him. He doesn't deserve a chance to live. Nuke. Kaboom.
Don't waste my time.
Yeah. I don't know if it gives you a lot of XP. That's probably something I should look up, but I'll save that for next time. We are in part 20. So, see ya.